Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Maconey Entertainment's production of the Full-Length Cup Challenge at Circuit of the Americas for the Outlaw 375. We had the pace car dive into the pit road, reach down, pull them belts tight one more time. Here we go through that restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go turn right, boys! Oh, huge lockup for Paul Hill. He's going to go wide. Dyson makes it really wide. Way off track, trying to hang on to it now, heading through turn two. 41's right below that rumble strip by Hoytsma's on the top side. He's going to get clear. So it's Paul Hill, then Hoytsma, who goes off track. He's going to have a slowdown.
Oh, that's going to sack up the field big time as they head their way off through the danger zone. 6 and 7. 6, 7! That's going to stack up the likes of Dyson, Hodgson, and Hutchinson right in tow, keeping on how those racers try and side their way through the chaos and craziness. Meanwhile, a little bit farther behind side-by-side racing as they head their way through the shortcut. But a smooth start, a huge lockup, though, from Paul Hill. Keeping on that car, he may be struggling through the rest of this stint.
Let's take a look and see what happened to Paul Hill right at the initial start of the race. He goes into turn number 1, locks up the left front. That's going to send Dyson out wide, and the 97 took great advantage of that and ended up trying to get on by the 41 on the outside, which it does work for him. So he moves up to second, and now it has the lead. But that's what happened on lap 1.
As Evan Mesnard ran into some troubles here. Round of bowling off into turn number 1. That's the trouble. It's so inviting to try and go for something. No, that's a hardware failure. That's a hardware failure for sure.
Who hit him? Oh my gosh.
Troll.
Yeah, that is... I have never seen a car... Oh my gosh, and that sucks. It's at the worst point, and everybody's coming in. Look out, 71 gets the worst of it. Kolmacheski also gets some damage. But wow, and he's still on the gas. I can't believe what I just saw.
And so Hunter Trull dropping it about a lap later, and there you can see him impacting the barrier. Car already running into some trouble. Huge damage for sure. Clipped the grass on the outside there, and that certainly helped him losing control. It was already probably going to happen with how that car was driving around, probably handling with the same characteristics as a trash bag full of mango paste sliding down a flight of stairs. But that's just going to make it even worse. Clip of the grass is done for, especially on throttle.
Sorry, 67 car. He just spun in front of 4 other cars, collected this 15 car of Miller. He got bumped out of the way. He was fast. He was making his way towards the front in the top 10, but he got rear-ended by someone and spun out by the 22 of Alex Murray at the top of the hill. Watch this 22 car. He just dumped him. He just dumped him.
Me, really?
Don't dive bomb me lap 3.
What?
Yeah, so the battle for the lead, as it has been since the drop of the green, is still hot. Just to quickly wrap up on that replay that we saw there with the 22 and the 67 coming to blows. You know, there's obviously a lot of context surrounding it all, but that looked completely unnecessary from the 22. I'm not sure why he was running him all the way down to the hot dog stand into one, but regardless, side-by-side racing here with Hill and Hoytsma once more.
Yeah, that's a replay here. That 26 tried to make a move on Hoytsma, wasn't able to get the job done, fall back in line, and right now it's getting pretty good live. If we can get a camera on live real quick, up front, 41's pressuring the heck out of Hill. Is he going to do it here? He goes wide. He's setting it up for this corner. Not quite this time. 26 gets a little loose. That's going to give the 41 some momentum, but all these guys are very competitive today. I'm just very surprised by seeing this little grouping of 4 cars. Next closest guy is 3 seconds back, and that's Ralph Hutchinson, along with Matthew David Wood just a few seconds back as well. I mean, pretty good day for the rookie, if you ask me, for Matthew David Wood. As they're side-by-side for second, here goes Dyson to the inside. He dives it in deep, and he's going to be able to make the pass. He's going to shove the 26 out and about. Now they're going to be 3 wide for second down the front straightaway. Here comes Nolan Hodgson to the big inside move.
Oh, and one of these racers is going to have to back out of it, but I don't think any of them will. Close quarter stuff. Dyson very lucky to keep it within the bounds of the track, although he could run a little bit wide if he wanted to. They finally single file out with Dyson up into second. Paul Hill, you're at 1 point race leader, now running in third. Hodgson dropping back, and in all that squabbling, Lucas Hoytsma has been able to pull a 1.5 second margin in front of them.
Yeah, now Dyson's got, oh, contact, there goes the 12. The 26 got spun by the 12 car. Paul Hill goes around off the front bumper of Nolan Hodgson. That just creates a bigger gap from third on back. Let's take a look at that. It looks like he tried to make a move to the inside. The 12 car Nolan Hodgson just went in a little too deep. Into the tire barrier for Paul Hill, but not enough damage, I think, to where he's going to be in trouble. I think he's going to be able to maintain and possibly come back from that. And let's see what his lap time was compared to the other one. It looks like 3/10 again. Wow, he is so dang close. 41 in the 97. I think this battle will be a good one to watch. 41 looking a little lower going into the right-hander here. I don't know. 41's finding the right moment to strike is so interesting. It's an art form. Now, we know that 41's slightly quicker, but it's passing someone is a lot more difficult than catching them.
Yeah, catching up is one thing, overtaking is entirely different. And here around this track, considering you've got turn after turn after turn after turn, there's no real heavy braking zones. Well, not a lot of heavy braking zones, I should say, where you can just absolutely send it. You do have turn number 10 that we saw Andrew Dyson get some moves done yesterday. These two were battling it out for the top spot in the Friday Night Lights race. So,
Dyson almost lost it.
Dyson with the snap. Holy cow. All crossed up there, and
97's loose now. The leader just made a mistake. He went off track, got in the grass. He went wide, and now the 41's right back on the back bumper.
Yeah, and this is how Dyson was able to get that move done for the race lead and eventual win just 24 hours ago. Let's see if it helps that this time. Hoytsma trying to block it off, really snappy on the brakes, overshoots the turn big time, and he's going to lose out on the lead. Hoytsma with a mistake into turn number 1, going to cost him dearly.
As we right now have the 41 car of Andrew Dyson coming across the line to get 1 lap to go in stage number 1.
Yeah, so right as we were expecting, he jumps up to the front, and I wouldn't say he's driven away, though. Lucas Hoytsma still keeping him honest. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on that number 97 car throughout this race, Kirk. I'll be brutally honest. I think that he's got a very good chance of doing well here, either finishing on the podium or maybe rattling the cage of Andrew Dyson just a little bit. He showed some pace last night, showing some pace here today. We'll have to keep tabs on that number 97 because I think he is here and here to fight.
Well, we'll have to find out. Right now, Dyson's got it by a bunch. But again, there's a lot of battles that are going on throughout the entirety of the top 10. There's a really close battle for 10th itself. But for right now, let's focus up front, and then we'll come back to look at that with Charles Wembley here in just a second. Andrew Dyson is just showing us exactly why he is known as the guy who could just win on every road course. Doesn't matter where we go, who you're racing against. That 41 of Andrew Dyson just is that much better at road courses than most folks. This first stage, he's dominated, really. He hasn't been up front that much, but he waited. He waited in the wings, waited for the time. His tires finally got a little bit of an advantage over second place. He was able to make a move past Hoytsma and then take the lead, and he's been running away with it ever since. Coming through the final corner, that number 41 car will cross the stripe here in just a moment to win stage 1 here at Circuit of the Americas. Let's go back here, though, and look at 9th and 10th. This is the battle for 9th and 10th. You see the 83 of Benefiel battling with the 3-car of Wembley. Will the 3-car try to make a move? He's trying to go wide, not quite. Final corner, look out, they're going to be 3 wide. 3-car dives it in on the 83,
no.
Contact in the door. 3 wide to the line, it's going to be a drag race.
Oh, I thought the 99 had the both of them.
That's not over yet, they got to cross the line. There, I think Wembley got him.
Oh, he just got him. Look at that gap at the end. That was about, I think that was 66 thousandths of a second at the end of that stage. I thought the 99 was going to have the both of them, though, I'll be honest.
Yep, you can see your finishing results there for stage number 1.
Yeah, just to quickly touch on that before we grab this green flag, what I love about stock car racing the most is you've got to be a very versatile driver to have success. As we are getting back up and rolling here for the second stage, the green flag flies and the drivers are on their way.
All right, look out, this trouble corner right up here. A lot of guys like to dive it in deep. Look at the 41 of Dyson being 3 wide on the inside, diving it in deep. More cars doing so in the back. DeCiani, they're 4 wide, 5 wide even back in the back of the field. But up front, Dyson trying to hang a wide line on the outside of Coffey. He goes way off track in that corner, and he's going to hang on to 3rd place, it looks like, out of the start of this thing.
But the 54 was going to be at the epicenter of the craziness. He's still side by side with Robert Miller, hanging up into turn number 1, and contact going on there. That's going to boot the 15 of Miller around as a side by side battling, getting close for the front. That's Kritz and Delaney close. There's the 15, had the boot scoot boogie, leaving a signature on the outside of 1.
Yeah, there's a lot of crashing happening all over the dang racetrack up front, and it's just affecting so many cars, so many drivers. But guess who's leading this thing? Dylan Kritz still has the lead. This is absolutely phenomenal for the front runner. I did not expect that to last very long, but he's hanging on to it right now, battling with Delaney for the lead. Wow, he's just not giving up.
Yeah, not giving up at all. Dyson with a massively smashed in front end, though. He's got to stick his nose into this fight as we look at Nolan Hodgson. Got the other Pied Piper. This fight as the 19 with a sideways snap. Delaney and Kritz side by side up at the front. Feel bad for Howie on the production truck having to be like a chameleon looking at 16 different things at once. Dyson with the dive into turn number 16. Speaking of, you can see the front end of that race car fairly crinkled up, but he's still really bringing the thunder. He's jumped his way into second. Now 1 more spot to gain.
Some damage for the 41. That's a big deal. I think that's something we're going to have to keep in mind of, because if that's slowing him down, he'll have to come down and fix that damage, which could make it even more difficult for him. But I don't think it's slowing him down. He's still able to make these moves, go through the field. All over the back bumper, Delaney now. Put in a little too deep, and the 6 car was on the brakes way too much back on lap 26, and that is where that contact was made. So it's not bad damage. Oh, there goes Benefiel around.
Yeah, Adam Benefiel, latest racer to run into some troubles off through turn number 9 at the end of the back stretch. Certainly a bridged run considering the shortcut version that we are running here. He's now falling himself into trouble. We'll take a look at the replays of what's been a hectic start to the second stage. Here was Dyson and some of the bravery that he had trying to cut his way through the running order. And there you can see again, that'd be a 3 or 4 for 1 deal. Either way, Dyson clipping the coupon massively.
Somehow he was able to hang on to it. That's for sure. We got more replays to show you. Here's Lucas Hoytsma's incident where he overdrove the entry and got really loose here. Watch this right here. Slides loose, overcorrects, goes wide, and 3 cars go right on by him.
As that's going on, the battling is starting to get a little bit close at the front of the field. Delaney and Dyson basically nose to tail as they head their way off through the S's. We haven't seen Dyson go for a move yet, but this is just about as close as he has ever been. We got to worry about Dylan Kritz, Paul Hill, and Matthew David Wood looking to get involved in this fight, as well as we see the moments with Lucas Hoytsma sideways out of the turn. Disaster breaking out there. We're going to keep our eyes focused on all this. A lot of stuff to manage at the present moment here. It has been a hectic race thus far. Certainly a hectic start to this second stage. Still looking at the battling that was going on between your top two. They have been split up. Delaney still your race leader, dropping down a decent amount as here at 1 point. Leader of Dylan Kritz. Still able to hold on to a good spot at the moment, but certainly things have changed in that case.
All right, here's what happened to Benefiel on your screen. You can see that right now. He goes wide, gets on the bumpers, and those things just go around when you hit the bumps at the wrong time with the wrong throttle input. And that's what happened to them, and I think that that's going to go through all of our replays. As we are now back live, you can see this is your top 5 right now on your screen. You see Delaney up there, you see Dyson, then you see Paul Hill, Matthew David Wood, and Dylan Kritz is your top 5 as Alex Coffey is doing burnouts in one of the corners.
Yeah, Coffey, who we saw run into some trouble with Lucas Hoytsma, and Hoytsma started to drop back. He's now fallen into trouble in the exact same turn, side by side, with himself on the 34, and it wasn't even turned as they got close to the apex. That was on entry into the turn.
Looks fine, looks fine, looks fine. No big deal here, no big problem here. 30, yeah, he just dumped. 34 car just wrecked.
6. Left 26 when that happened into turn number 9. So just a small little check up there. It was incidental and minor contact, frankly. We were focused on the other battling with Hoytsma at the time that nearly ended in, well, certainly did end in tears for him. It was very incidental contact that caused some rather big damage on the front end of that machine.
Absolutely. You want to go way farther forward? I'll tell you when. Right here. It's going to be under braking into this corner. I saw it a little bit ago. 6 car, 41 just overdrove the entry there a little bit.
A small little tap for some big damage. That's pretty much the iRacing damage equivalent of somebody getting hung for shoplifting. Yeah,
about right. But I do like what it's kind of created here. Because now you got Delaney up front. This group of cars are really close together, but you also get these small pockets of cars all throughout these S's section. But up front, it is 5 cars that are within like a short distance of each other. And Dyson's all over the back bumper to the 6 right now. 41's all over the back bumper to the 6 car. If we can get a camera up front at the top of the leaders to see this, because he's banging on the back bumper of the leader here. He just gave him a shot going into that corner. He's trying everything he can to try and get by the 6. Not able to do it quite yet for Dyson. He had it, and watch these gaps. These gaps close so quick. It might look like a lot of distance, but in just 2 corners, like right here, that 41 will probably be on the back bumper of the 6 going into the final corner. Look at that. Exactly what I was talking about. He gains so much under braking. 6 car, for some reason, is able to carry a lot of momentum on the exit of the final corner. But going into turn 1, let's see how this looks. Will the 41 gain any ground on that 6? Only slight. I don't see much ground gain. I think right now these guys up front are just playing mind games, trying to make sure that their car is in the right position. And oh wow, 6 car drove it out really wide, but that's an interesting line. He's taking a different line through the S's than the 41.
Yeah, so fascinating to see the different lines and the different ways that these 2 drivers are tackling this race currently. Dyson hasn't been able to make too much hay while the sun has been shining. We did say that the tire difference was going to be strong here, but Delaney, who came into the pits right before that yellow, may have a bit more laps on his tires, but most of those were yellow flag laps. So Probably only, when you think of it, it's probably only a couple of laps difference between those cars in terms of tire life. And Dyson had to cut his way through the field, has gotten involved in a couple of incidents. So we saw this kind of with the shoe being on the other foot in the case of the Dyson and Hoytsma battle in the opening stage, where Dyson was the one that had the noted tire advantage. Now I think Delaney is the one that's feeling a little bit more comfortable when it comes to the tires, certainly compared to how many laps he has on them compared to how they are feeling.
Looking through the top 10 drivers right now, I think it'd be a good idea to go through them. So let's just go ahead and start with Matt DeCiani. He's right now running in the 10th place spot in that 4 car. Had a great year last year in that 4 car, was able to do something that was quite miraculous. He had one of the best average finishes out of anybody in the field. Just did not come away with the championship last year, but definitely one of the more consistent drivers. I always called him last year Mr. Consistency, and that's what he was. In the car right in front of him, Joseph Galata only made a handful of starts last season, just 1 spot ahead of him in that 99 car. He was a driver that was able to win on almost anything you put him in, except for road courses, it seemed like. He is just doing what he can to survive here this week, but on the ovals, you can count on that 99 car being leaps and bounds ahead. And this week, just not so much on the road course, but he's hitting a wall a couple times here and there. Kind of a unsettled car, but no doubt about it, he's got a lot of driving ability. Right in front of him, Nicholas Roman. Oh, battle for the lead right here. Dyson got by Delaney. Let's see what happened here to make that happen. Oh, he hit the, did he? No, he didn't hit the barrier. That looks fine. Yeah, no, where did this contact happen? How did he make the mistake? Looks fine, looks normal. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Under braking, a little wobble. Oh, he overdrove it big time. Holy cow. Went super wide, and that's what gave the 41 the position. A mistake out of Delaney is the only reason Dyson was able to get through.
Side-by-side racing briefly fanning out, heading into turn number 2. If you were a driver out there on the racetrack trying to make hay while the sun is shining on this racetrack, where would you try and go for the lunch? Would you do it into turn number 1 all through the S's, or would you try and get it done on the back half of the circuit? Because that's the section of the track that I would prefer.
Caution's out. Random caution number 1 coming out on lap 38. Okay, I'll answer that question in a minute, Ron. We got our first random caution of the night here. Lap 39. No incidents here. However, we can pretend like this is the incident, so let's pretend like this is what brought out the caution. It was the 60 car. Uh-oh! That's what happened. It was just a 60 got loose, and they wanted to throw a caution. There's not random. It was a crash. That's what it was. Right, Ron?
Yeah, that was exactly what took place there.
Some might stay out for the stage points. Some might come down. Here we go. Let's find out. They can dive out at the last second. We don't know if they will. Looks like all of them, with the exception of, actually, Lucas Hoytsma stays out. Along with the 36.
Call.
Yeah, exactly what you'd expect, though, because I mean, he had a problem that put him back in traffic. He needs to find a way to get back to the front in some way, shape, or form. And that 97 found his way by staying out. He's going to try and win the stage. Back underway, 36 car, Michael Tucker driving with that McConey setup shot paint scheme. Gets to the bottom. They're going to be 3 wide. Paul Hill on the bottom. You see Benefield in the middle and Delaney on the top side with Duggar. Oh, he slides the tires. He goes way deep to the inside, sends the 97 way off track, and take a look who's in the lead. It's Paul Hill up front.
Yeah, Hill back into that top spot as the Chaos went down, heading up the hill. Chaos breaking out there, drivers still going side by side. This is going to be a hectic run all through the S's. So contact going a little bit farther in the back. That's a huge sideways snap.
Whoa! There goes the 97! Contact. Yeah, the Hoytsma got put in the wall by Matthew David Wood. Matthew David Wood didn't mean to do it, obviously, but I can tell you that 97 ain't going to be thinking that way. 97's going to be mad at that 16, and that rookie just put him through, and now the 41 of Dyson was able to jump him. Oh, there goes Hoytsma again around. Man, bad to worse for the 97. He had to avoid a guy who overdrove the entry on the 36 car. He got hit by the 16 car. After when the caution comes out, we'll come back and look at all of this. But up front, look at this battle. The 99 Galata. Oh, golly, 3 wide again. This is just a chaotic restart right now. For fourth, went back to fifth now. Nolan Hodgson moves up a spot. And you see the 57 of Cameron Stone just slide the corner. And these guys are still door banging as they come to 1 lap to go in the stage. Paul Hill's got the lead, though, by 7/10.
Yeah, so they're driving away. One call out from the production truck. That's a fair call out to make. Alan Duggar last came into the pits 22 laps ago, looking to end off this stage second. That is a fantastic result. They're only a second off your leader as well, Paul Hill. Great run there as Jonathan Delaney has a bare knuckle fist fight going right behind him. Yunso Lim, my apologies, and Michael Tucker. That's a battle for the final spots out of the top 10 right now. I think Lim may have the advantage considering that car of Tucker as last come into the pits 22 laps ago compared to Lim's 4. So very long disparaging breakaway there as we are only a few moments away from the green and white checkers falling, this time for Paul Hill, who's been up and down the field like Otis Elevator tonight, Kirk.
True. I mean, Paul Hill really is going to do a stunning job here of being able to hang on to this if he is able to. But there is more battles within the top 5 I want to keep an eye on right now. Galata's pushing really hard in that 99 car. He's going really dang quick. I think he's going to try to catch the 16. I don't know if it's going to be possible. But up front, the leader, Paul Hill, will go ahead through that final corner. And it looks like out of that final corner, he will go ahead and cross the stripe. And he will win stage number 2. Now, everybody else coming to the line is going to be right behind him. Alan Duggar gets second. Then you got Dyson getting third, Hodgson getting fourth. Fifth goes to Matthew David Wood, and the 99 of Galata will hang on to get sixth. Seventh, Cameron Stone, as the rest of your finishers will be on your screen. Ralph Hutchinson, Delaney, and Yunson Lim was able to hang on to 10th.
Through some replays, there's a
we have a lot
there. So break out your monocles, folks. We're gonna have to study some stuff.
Yeah,
Here's
this
what
is
happened
lap
in
1. Yeah, the 36 overdrove the corner, sent the 97 and the 6 long. 83 had a slam on the brakes up in front. Contact with the 16. 16 got door slammed by the 97. I guarantee that 16 car was not happy about that door slam. Let's watch what happened a little further down the road. This is where the contact with the 16 and the 97 came. 16 dives it in deep and says, "You dive bomb me, I'll get you right back." Contact sends him into the barriers, and everybody's trying to avoid him. The 16 car trying to hang on to the outside of Dyson as the 97's loose now with a little bit of right side damage going into the hard left-hander. No way, no how would that 97 be happy about that, but contact from Nolan Hodgson sends him around, and that is what happened to the 97. Lucas Hoytsma's pole restart position turned into outside the top 20 in just a matter of moments. And then, of course, you got the big hit up here at the top of the hill with Dylan Kritz. Let's see what happened here. What'd you see, Ron?
Yeah, so should be noted that this resulted in the number 64 right in tow actually picking up a DQ. Let's see this here, the 22 involved in that. No, it was a 15 of Miller that got disqualified in all of that. It was not the 64. That's Dylan Kritz, pardon me. 15 going for the dive there. I think he dived down in there. I wonder if in all that chaos and craziness, he just that had to have been, overshooting your braking marker by a country mile. Easy mistake to have happened there. The 15 was the one that ended up getting disqualified. The 81 who we saw involved in that had his own little bit of drama, is heading on to the back half of the circuit through 8 into turn number 9. Brandon Hastings behind the wheel, that number 81 car with the 71 right in tow. Looks clean and rather tidy heading out of turn number 9. Turn 10 though.
What?
If that barrier wasn't there, he probably would have ended up in Oklahoma.
Can we go on board with that 81 for this part? Yeah, that'll tell me all I need to know right here. Third gear, and yeah, he shouldn't have shifted there. Normally you wouldn't need to go up to third gear in that corner. He may have upshifted a little too soon, and that's what got him up into the wall.
No, he was meant to brake when he upshifted. That was the problem there.
Hill got the control car. Woo, boy, I'm getting a little excited. Let's see how they do. Restart back underway. Oh, look at that. 41 goes down to try and block the very much inside line. Nolan Hodgson tries to go down there, gets cut off. A lot of cars are overdriving the entry. 41 goes wide. 16's trying to make a move for second, way off track as more cars try to go through side by side for third. But Paul Hill and Dyson hang on to the top 2 spots as Nolan Hodgson moves into third.
Pandemonium all through turn number 1. No real crashes, but it's just so dicey as you head your way off through there. Doubly so for turns 6 and 7 as the 99 with a bit of a wiggle on the inside. The 6 of Delaney very close to that inside barrier. Delaney runs a little bit wide. He nearly sideswiped. That was Cameron Stone that just got the overtake put on him. I thought that was going to be a field clear.
Lead right now. 41 just dove bomb right into the side of the 26 car, moved him out of the way. 26 is not going to be happy about that. He hits him in the back bumper. He's trying to get on by him, and he's trying to show his displeasure. So the 41 goes wide. This ain't over yet. Side by side for the lead into the right-hander. Dyson's got the preferred lane. 26 trying to make the speed carry on the outside, but now Nolan Hodgson's joining the party. 3-car battle for the lead as Dyson seems to have it and almost got turned by the 26 after that contact. Golly, that was a wild thing. Let's take a look at it again, shall we? Right here, 41's on the back bumper to 26. We saw this yesterday in the Friday Night Lights series. He did that exact move to get the lead in the final stage of that race. He did the same thing again here. And the 26 was not happy about it, almost turned him. 41 saved the car, and that's probably what saved him the race if he's able to keep it going. But up front, that battle's still not over yet. You got Joseph Galata, Matthew David Wood now running in 4th. That's 5th and 4th. 3rd, Nolan Hodgson and Paul Hill running in 2nd with the 41 car in the lead, all within just under a second of each other. Delaney made a mistake. What happened here, man?
Yeah, we saw him running into troubles with the 57 out of sideways wiggle, and it caught up to him eventually just a few turns later. Spins hang out turn number 10, avoids making contact with the barrier, but huge time loss for him. Bruised tires, not entirely a bruised race car, but certainly a bruised ego there. Disaster.
Whoa, David Wood, Matthew David Wood.
Oh my goodness, what a save.
Yeah, look at that replay right now. That was something I'd never seen before. That car, it was wrecked. It was gone. Bye-bye. 16 was supposed to be wrecking at that point, but no, he decided, I want to live. And so he saved it. Look at this thing saved right here. Drifting that thing, saving it. It doesn't even go into the grass that much. What a run. Here's an onboard. Whoa, he had that wheel fully turned to the right, and he's only lost 1 spot. Now 2, but still, man, what a save for the 16. Wider than almost anybody on that exit. That's how he was able to get by him the first time. Oh, there goes Alex Murray into the outside barrier. Look out, more cars contact. I believe that was Von Hinschel that hit him in the back bumper.
Disaster breaking out here once more. We'll take a look at the 22 piling in there, and Murray, trying to back out, trying to get out of harm's way. Troublesome. Von
Hinschel. And he went on the radio and said, there was a caution flag. You didn't see me? But up front, this battle for the lead's heating up even more. Paul Hill's all over the back bumper of Dyson. This is not very common, but you're seeing it happen right now. And it's only going to be a matter of time before that 26 makes his move. He runs a different line in this corner than... Oh, 41 makes a mistake. He goes wide. The first mistake the 41's made all day, and it's going to cost him all the way back to 3rd place.
Oh, now Dyson really feeling the pressure. It's getting turned up right now. Oh, a bit of a wiggle there. I can see him dancing that car around. Something is massively wrong as he gets a bump from Galata. That's going to cause him to get overtaken. Now going to hold on to the inside line off through the long, never-ending right-hander. But Galata now trying to apply this pressure so close to contact as look at Lim now trying to get involved into that fight too. This is really, really alien in the case of Andrew Dyson. We don't really see him feel this much pressure, get his cage rattled this much, but he's got 3 drivers smelling blood in the water and circling around him like a shark.
Paul Hill is able to take the lead away, and that 41 car Dyson with that damage does not have the speed he once had. Now this might be the first race if Dyson can't recover from this, this might be the first race that Andrew Dyson will have ever not won on a road course in the last 2 years.
As you can see, it was once again the curb on the outside there. See, I understand why they're trying to run that line, and it works out more often than not. But it's a dangerous game to play with that jagged, sawtooth outside curve as they head their way into turn number 9, trying to break in there. You're gonna get a little bit of a wiggle. You're so close to the grass as well, and with the floors too, the diffuser can get a little bit screwed up there. Again, I understand they're trying to make the approach wider through the turn, and they can do it considering the track limits, but that's the kind of game that you play there. If you're trying to run that line for long enough, eventually there will be a small little crackdown run like that, and you're going to run into trouble. Dyson has probably hit his marks around this racetrack better than everybody else throughout the weekend, feeling the pressure as Jason S. Taylor gets spun through 12. That was himself and Hunter Trull, who was a punter in that situation.
Yeah, just bad days for both cars there on your screen that we saw a moment ago. But now up front, I mean, I am stunned. This is so exciting because now look at who's in fourth. Junsu Lim, I believe is right. Did I get that right, Ron? You think Junsu Lim?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to make sure I don't mess his name up. He's pretty quick. All right, right now running in fourth, and he's trying to make a move on Dyson. And I think he might actually be able to. I'm looking at his car, and he looks faster. This is now the highest running rookie in the field, making his debut start for the Full Length Cup Challenge, running right now in fourth. I think that EPI-sponsored car might have a chance of the win if he's able to get by with little time loss. Right there, you can see that EPI car. Trying everything. He doesn't even have a car number on the dang thing. Just EPI all over the car.
Black.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like when cars choose to do that. Hide the number. It's not really, can't see the number. You can't tell who it is. From a fan standpoint, it's a pain in the neck to see that because you have no idea who you're looking at. You have to guess. And luckily for him, no one else did it. So it's easy to tell that, okay, it's that guy. We kind of got it. Dyson goes down pit road.
I like that call for Dyson's case. He has been really struggling ever since we got this final stage up and rolling. Got through something different at the wall. Probably repair the damage on that race car as well. I'm going to do a little bit of investigative journalism to kind of talk all of us through the lap times that he has been setting here. Pardon me, in this race. Black flag for him, though. That's going to sting even worse.
Oh, my goodness. Black flag for Andrew Dyson? Really? I wonder what it was for. I mean,
had to have been pit lane speeding. I'm going to look back to see whether or not that was the case, or potentially an unsafe entry, because running into trouble there. I think it may have been speeding, potentially. iRacing has had a crackdown. They've had a crackdown on how much you can get away with, for lack of a better term, cheating the system. It's going 41 miles an hour down pit lane, 41-42. The pit lane speed limit is 40, and then I saw him drop down very quickly. So that was a black flag. Either way, whether it be for an unsafe entry or speeding on pit lane, doesn't work out for him. Either case, still down in the pit stall, having to serve that black flag.
Okay, and then of course we got cars coming out of the pit road. You got Hodgson there, Hoytsma. But he got back on the racetrack. I think it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. But Dyson was able to get by Lim, and now he has to chase down Hodgson in order to get back on the lead lap. But who is going to be the first one to have the lead when they come back out? I think it might, looking at the stints, Matthew David Wood has the lowest stint out of all those that are on the pylon right now.
So still plenty of time left to go for these competitors to duke it out and figure out where they're going to get the moves done. I brought this up talking about where is the spot to try and pounce. I still think this back half of the circuit is where I would want to go for personally. However, we now...
Oh, there he goes! To the inside, Paul Hill tries to make it work. 16 digs. Trying to get through the grass even. 26 gets to the back bumper, and he's trying to move him. Oh, this is good racing for the lead right here. Trying to win the dang race. And this is just different. You didn't expect to see this coming in here. 16's blocking again. He tries to go down. That's not going to work this time. 16 goes wide, and I think that might do it. We'll see what happens into the right-hander. Paul Hill has the advantage right now, and it looks like he will hang on to it. Paul Hill going to be the new leader whenever they have Lim come down pit road.
Yeah, and he is in the pits right now, so that's going to be a swapperoo up in the front. Paul Hill going to jump into that top spot after a marathon 31 lap long stint from Lim.
But this ain't over. Look at the 12 car. Nolan Hodgson, he's joined the party. This is going to be a battle for the win. If that 12 car can catch the 26, we're going to see a 2-3 car battle for this lead. And 16's trying to keep up with the 26, but remember, he's on old tires. He's got to really work the car to make it have any speed. And right now, it looks like he's not going to be able to compete with that 26 on the current conditions. He's going to need to hope for a caution.
Trying to rattle the cage of MDW right up in front of this battle for second right now. Hodgson trying to cut back out at 12, and that's going to be fairly convincing stuff there. Matthew David Wood not fighting that one bit.
I like that. I haven't heard that term before. MDW. I like that. MDW. Right there, Matthew David Wood. That's his new nickname for the whole year. I'm going to call him MDW. That's cool. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, how willing are you to try and go for a dive? How willing are you to try and dare for a send? Hodgson, he's kind of looking right behind, trying to figure out where he wants to get it done.
Oh, there's a crash right in front of these guys. Look out. They got the 60 car of Jedi Taylor spinning out to the inside. No contact. Luckily, we're able to avoid the leader. Sorry to interrupt you, man. Just that was sketchy. Look here. You can see right there that Jensen Lim ran identical lap times to second place Nolan Hodgson, and he was gaining on the 26 just like that. 26 had to take the defensive line, and now the 12's trying to pass him on the outside. He's going to be there. Look out through the grass. He's trying to cut the apron. He slams on the brakes, door banging. Here comes Jensen. That Lim car showing up in third place. Hill's going to hang on to it. There's apologies being said over the radio, but third place, making his debut, has now moved into third and moved up to the back bumper of the 2 leaders with only 17 laps to go.
Yeah, and JSL, as we'll call him, is getting involved into this fight right now. That 67 car is quick. He goes for the move down the inside on Hodgson through into the final turn. That's going to be some tense stuff deep on the brakes.
Going for the lead.
Go. Yeah, here he comes on Hill.
He's going to have the lead. He passed 3 cars. He passed both cars in just one corner. Lim, where did he come from? The EPI car. He's going to make contact with the 26, send him wide, and now he's got the lead, and he's going to try and run away. Statistics, and he has been nothing but gaining, constantly earning I rating and safety rating. The guy has just been on an upward charge, and I think he's going to be someone to watch in the future. Oh, look at this dive bomb for the 26 car. Sends him wide. Here comes Nolan Hodgson to the inside, making it 3 wide. Lim trying to hang on, still has the lead. What a miraculous ability to hang on to the... Oh, what happened? He's blinking out now. Look out, everybody. Oh, he got loose. Yeah, he got loose again. He got up and out of the groove. It's still side by side for the lead. Hodgson on the outside and Lim on the inside. You got the 26 of Paul Hill sitting in the wings waiting for a mistake to happen. It's all over the place. 26 trying to dive it in super deep, and that's what sent him long. But now Lim goes wide. 12's there. And this is just wild racing at the front of this thing with 14 laps to go. Coming to get 13 to go. Top 2 still under a blanket.
Fought a little bit late, so there's less of a counter.
I got to tell you right now, if you would have told me at the beginning of this race that the top 2 cars were going to be Lim and Hodgson, I would have... Oh, slow down, slow down. He had to get out. He went off track. Junza Lim had to slow down this car. He had to serve a penalty. Something must have happened because now Nolan Hodgson got by Lim for the lead. But this ain't over. Don't say this is over quite yet. I still think the 12 car is faster, but can you imagine how anticlimactic that would be if it was just because of a slowdown? I mean, one mistake can really ruin your race, and right there might show it if he cannot get by that 12 again. But if you would have told me again, like I said, these 2 cars would be up here at the front of this field, I would have thought you were crazy. I thought it'd be something like Dyson and Hoytsma, but guess what? Those cars are right now running in 5th and back almost in 15th. They're not anywhere near this top group. And if we don't see a caution, then it's just going to be these two battling it out. And they still got to navigate some lap traffic. I'm seeing Bobby Anderson, owner of the league, and also Devin Medeiros right in front of them. They got a ways to go to get there, but anything can happen. And he's going to come out of the final corner, and he will see the white flag. 1 lap to go here in the Outlaw 375 from Circuit of the Americas for the full-length Cup Challenge. Nolan Hodgson with a gap of just about a second over second place. Second place is going to do everything he can to try and catch up. He overdrove the entry to 1. Yeah, I think that might do it. Hodgson just got to coast now. He's got enough of a gap to where I think he's just got to relax, don't make a mistake, and he'll be fine. Right now, keep an eye up here on his top car, the 12 car, if we can get an eye on him. There we go. Take a look at this car right here. He knows he has a lot of emotions probably with this win if he's able to hang on. Coming through the hard set of corners, he's still putting inches from the edge of the wall, from the edge of the grass. He's still all over the track, making sure that he is making sure his car has the best chance to win all race long. Again, Nolan Hodgson, a driver that a lot of cars did not even know that well back in January of last year. But now he has won multiple races in the full-length Cup Challenge, and he has done anything from super speedway races wins all the way down to short track wins. And Nolan Hodgson is going to make a statement today if he's able to hang on through the final set of corners. A statement saying that that 12 car will not be denied, and he is going for a championship in the full-length Cup Challenge, and he's going to do what he can to keep it. Through the final set of corners. Left-hander, and then that will be it. Coming through the final corner. He's going to do it. Nolan Hodgson comes out of the final corner, and he will cross the stripe to be a winner in the full-length Cup Challenge on a road course.